welcome back to another episode of Two in the Cooler. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you don't for some reason already, be sure to follow us on social media at Two in the Cooler. Posting clips on there every day and, pictures, things like that. Things you don't want to miss. And please do be subscribing to the YouTube. Great highlights, full episodes on there. It's really the best way to consume the podcast. So if you haven't subscribed to the page already, you're really missing out. Be sure to do that. Great episode today. Before we get into that, you already know what it's got to be. It's got to be Instacart, folks. Summer, it's basically in full swing now, baby. All right, we're heading into July. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's getting vaccinated. You know what that means. Barbecues are happening. Cookouts are happening. Families, friends getting together. You need to make sure you have everything prepared. You don't want to be caught slacking. That's why you need to start using Instacart. With Instacart, you can get some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your door in as little as 1 hour. Not just groceries, but it is excellent for groceries. Oh, missing ketchup. Instacart will bring it right to you, okay? Not a problem. If you forget something, you don't have to go back to the store. Just use Instacart. Or do it like I do, just avoid the store altogether, because I can't stand going to grocery stores. The best part is, right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Just hit the link in the show notes and start using Instacart today. Along with summer comes hotter weather. And what do you need when the hotter weather comes? Jesus Christ. Say that a couple times. What do you need when the hotter weather comes? I'll tell you what you need. New wardrobe. You have to be looking good. People haven't seen you in a whole frickin' year, okay? Get yourself something nice. Get yourself something classy to wear. Best place to get that is at teespring.com/store/2inthecooler. Link is in the description of this episode. We've got logo merch, hashtag pizza tipping, Matt Can't Read, and the Summerline PTP, Protect the Prostitutes. The best quality stuff. I'm talking Target quality, folks, okay? That's why we chose Teespring, because we didn't want to give you some, gross feeling, tacky, kind of just crap clothing that you get from some of these merch stores. That's not what you're going to get with Two in the Cooler. Two in the Cooler, you're going to get something quality, something that makes you feel good when you wear it. Best place to do it, teespring.com/store/2inthecooler. Get yourself something nice today. Get yourself something classy. All right, start the summer off right so that you look good and you feel good. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in to the episode. Here we go.
Yeah, it is.
But I think it's a fun... We'll get to it. All right, we'll start the show. We're live now. Here we go.
We're live?
Yep, here we
We're
are.
live right now.
Yep, we
We're
are
just getting
live.
into it.
We got a lot to go through today.
Oh my God.
First of all, reoccurring guest. First time in the studio, though.
I know.
But helping hand of the podcast, Joe Dorato, is in the office.
Hello.
He throws up double thumbs up, audio platform
We're
style.
here. Oh, yeah, we're here. We're
the
here.
best way you can do it.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, in a little bit of weird fashion, we're actually recording this episode on a Saturday. So we had to come into work on a Saturday.
That's what we do.
Kind of a shitty boss move by Andrew.
We got to do a show. This is what we do for the people.
This is what we do for the people because we are
podcast.
departing.
Oh, yeah, because we're headed to Disney.
Yep. So 3 episodes ago, we did a lot of Disney World talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that out of the way, out of the system.
That's right. And now we can just spend the whole time talking about Joe this episode.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because that's why he's here. I have one thing that's not Joe related, but I can save it for the end if you want to start with Joe.
No. Well, Joe, we'll get to Joe.
Okay. So, first of all, again, back-to-back recognition on the podcasting jacket. It's kind of like the Gentleman's Club jacket, but it's the podcasting jacket.
Well, I need a thin physical representation of an emotional wall. I need to have some way to separate myself from people, even though I love talking to whoever we're talking to, especially Joe and you. But I need something so that I don't feel too vulnerable.
I want you to just keep adding layers.
A vulnerability condom for your body.
Yes, my vulnerability, Jimmy.
Yeah. I want you to just keep adding layers. Just have a flannel next and just keep going from there.
Yeah, just get larger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say I'm doing that, but really I'll just gain upwards of 50 pounds.
That's healthy. So my question for you was, today's a really big day for you.
Why?
Game 7.
Yeah, for the Nets.
Oh my God, that's today.
Yep.
That is tonight at 8:30.
Yeah, it's a really big game.
That is a big game. That's pretty.
But
big.
the Nets also kind of suck again.
What? They do not.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
They've had their ups and downs
Yeah.
throughout the playoffs. I'm pretty sure Kyrie is still not back.
that is rough.
Jimmy's back.
To all the people who were hating because apparently we're just such an overpowered team because we have all the best players now.
Right now
Yeah.
they get to jump on us because
You guys suck.
we don't know how to
All you have to do
manage
is win.
it. Like, oh, now yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
No.
that easy.
I knew it was that whole thing was overblown though. I was like,
Well-
we're not gonna win every game. Like it's not like that's not
Yeah,
how it
but-
works.
but
It's
it-
like
it
the
is how it
Sabres-
works.
It's like the Sabres having Jack Eichel.
No,
and-
that's completely different. It's like the Tampa
Okay.
Bay Lightning being the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they
Yeah.
win Stanley Cups. That's what it is.
I was just about to say that exact same
Yeah.
thing. That's
So,
my go-to.
So what's gonna happen? Is KD gonna have a night like he did in Game 5?
I wouldn't be surprised if. Well,
I think he might need
I
to.
think he might. Yeah, I think he might have to. I think he might try and turn it on. I'm one way or another. I think they're going to win this game. Either KD is going to turn it on like that, or somehow they're going to just
They're just making
get
it
into a
interesting.
rhythm.
Blake
Move the
Griffin.
ball around. Yeah, I think it. I wouldn't be
This
surprised.
is Blake Griffin's
if
return
they-
game.
I wouldn't be surprised if they spread it out a little more.
They're
share
just
the love
making
a
it
little bit,
interesting.
but we'll see.
They like to keep
Yeah,
they
too
they like
interesting.
to keep the fans on their toes. They really do.
Did you
I
see
mean-
Did you see the Twitter video of the whammy guy
No,
watching
Mr.
the game
Whammy,
at home?
Mr. Whammy.
His TV is smaller than that monitor that we look at right there, and it's like an old tube TV.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, I think a lot of Net fans know, but there's this guy named Mr. Whammy, and I met him in like 2014 or something, and he was like super old then.
The
Like he
before
was
times.
ready to go in the before times. But he's still kicking, so he goes to every Nets home game at the Barclays Center, and he sits right behind the basket for the opposing
He
team.
does a little bit of that.
He does.
doesn't
He does this.
Oh yeah.
He has the whammy. So
The
he
whammy.
whenever the opposing team has
Shooting
a free
free
throw,
throws.
he hops up and he moves past his wife because his wife is at all the games with him, and he runs up and they let him stand right next to the net, and he whammies
huh?
and he whammies, and so that's how he keeps track of his points.
That's so funny.
He's like, oh, if he gets the other player, the opposing team player to miss, he counts that as a point for him. And he's like,
He gets
I
a
got
point
16 points off LeBron James one time. But he is, I mean, he's lived in Brooklyn forever. He was a huge Brooklyn Dodgers fan when he was a kid. Like, he's that old because they moved out in 57. And he was like, I'll never forget the day the Dodgers left. I cried. that day." So now he is a
Brooklyn will
huge,
never be the same.
Brooklyn was never the same once the Dodgers left.
Can't whammy anymore with the Dodgers.
But
So-
now that since the
So
Nets
he'll
have
be
gone
there tonight, Game 7 at home.
Absolutely.
He's looking to play a role tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He always gives his best shot out there.
So
especially
he's got to
in
have a
big
night.
games.
KD's got to have a night.
That's right.
Brooklyn
man.
wins.
Everybody in the
7.
organization. I did like that picture of Steve Nash though hugging Durant real intensely.
Yeah.
That's pretty
What's
funny.
the deal with the coaching staff that goes on there? I feel like people are like, "Who's coaching the Nets tonight?"
What do you mean?
Have you ever seen that conversation?
No.
I don't know what weird stuff goes on with the coaching staff, but I can't hear anything.
Oh.
All right. Well, aside from the Nets, the other thing I wanted to bring up today was go-karts,
Okay.
Ooh.
because I have been wanting to go-karting for a long time.
Adventure Speedway got torn down a little bit ago, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it's in Aldi's now.
Right.
No.
Yeah. So I've been itching to go go-karting. When stuff started opening last summer after the pandemic, like outdoor stuff, that was one of the things, was like those like adventure places, like fun centers with the putt-putt and the go-karts. They were open. And I was like, I want to go go-karting.
Yeah.
And I went probably like 3 times last year to a place with go-karts, and every time I was denied the opportunity to go go-karting for whatever reason. Like people I was with didn't want to go-kart, or we had played putt-putt first and they were too tired to go-kart. Just ridiculous excuses. Today, after the podcast, I'm supposed to go go-karting.
Ooh.
Wow.
At Galleria?
No, I don't think that place is open anymore either.
Really?
No, we're just going to somewhere. Not the super fast go-karts, but just like go-karts. You know what I mean?
Just a little taste.
Just
Hold you over a
go-karts.
little bit, yeah.
And I'm excited. Honestly, I'm a little bit nervous because I plan on pushing the pace. Like, I don't plan on losing.
Yeah.
Well, you never plan on losing.
Well, and I don't really even remember what it's like to go-kart. Like, do you have to use the brakes?
No.
Do they have brakes?
They do.
Oh,
well,
they
yeah.
definitely have brakes.
But the only rule is that you're not supposed to bump into each other because
Hold the mic a little closer.
Well, that's just part of the game.
Yeah. But like I know like they get super mad if you like bump into each other and stuff, but like everyone does.
One
'cause
time-
you got to play street rules.
When they used that, like that place at the Galleria, there used to be a place on the boulevard called AJ's Grand Prix. Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Yep.
And I was there for a birthday party one year, and I put a go-kart straight through the wall. Yeah. Do you remember that?
That's that
That's
indoor
really fun.
place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because those things go like 50 miles
No,
an
yeah,
hour.
they go
And
fast.
I was trying to take a turn, and it was the same thing. Like me and this guy were, I was trying to beat him on the outside. I thought he was going a little too slow. He saw me coming, and his blind spot kind of sped up. And my options were either to slow down and go behind him again, or try to take this turn
Yeah.
at full speed. And I went for the latter option and did not successfully make the turn. Hopped that little, they have like the rubber and then the tires. Hopped that thing, put the front of the cart right into a wall.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's the only way to go. You can't.
Hit the wall, smoking and spinning. Still
I-
wasn't thinking about nothing but winning. That's a song.
I
called-
I put that together.
Yeah.
I hate slowing. Like, there's nothing worse than when you're go karting and you have to slow down, like behind the next person. Like,
I've
no.
never used. It's
Between-
news to me that they even have brakes.
You're
I've never
not a
used
good
go-kart
I don't
brakes
even
before.
believe that because I don't
What do
think
you
you're a good
mean?
go-karter.
I'm actually an excellent go-karter. I'm
You
actually.
think so?
Oh,
There's no, Joe.
absolutely.
There's
Is that going to
no
be the
way.
next? Is that going to be the next?
Oh, I would
versus?
love-
I think it's going to. Yeah.
I would love to go kart.
That'd be a fun one because that's a little.
We
bit,
should just get really
not exactly
expensive
physical.
cars and race them in the roads, Fast and
go
Furious
straight
style.
racing.
just Fast and Furious style.
Because that's in my head. Not only have I not go karted in a while, but Fast 9 comes out June 24th. Unofficial plug
Oh no.
for Fast 9.
Yuck.
Don't disrespect those
Dude,
movies.
I'm gonna disrespect Fast 9 as much as I can.
No.
Don't
The movie's
disrespect
trash.
the family,
Don't disrespect
Joe.
the
Yeah.
family.
Familia.
Just relax and have a Corona.
Fucking Hobbs and Shaw, baby.
So I heard you guys did that on Film Juice.
Yeah, it
so
was
for the
so
people that are
bad.
listening that don't know, Andrew's other podcast, Film Juice, the co-host on it is Joe. So Joe's familiar with the game. And so you guys did Hobbs and Shaw on
Yeah.
there. You know that I'm like a radical Fast and Furious fan, right?
Now I do.
Yeah.
Why?
I love because they're unbelievable movies.
the first few, I guess.
All of them.
No.
They've never made a bad movie.
Oh, that's just incorrect.
I heard a rumor that there's only going to be 2 more. If it were up to me, they would never end. By the time I died, I'd like them to be around
Your
Fast
mic's a
100.
little too close.
My mic's
Sorry.
always too close.
Just push it a little bit.
they are not. Oh boy.
I think they're going to space. I
They're
really
not
do.
going to space.
I
You
think they're
think
going
they
to
are?
space. I think they're
And that's
gearing
not
up
the
to go to
move.
space.
I think the
Them and
cars.
Bezos? Who's going to space? Bezos or Gates?
Everybody's going
I think
to
the
space.
Cars
No, which one's
franchise-
actually going to space, though, with their brother? One of them's going to space.
Yeah,
Cars
Bezos
franchise
is,
is better
space.
than the Fast and Furious franchise.
Well, the similarities are.
Not at all. There's 0 similarities. That's
They both have
ridiculous.
cars.
They both have cars.
They
A
race.
lot of movies have cars.
Yeah.
One has Owen Wilson, so that's already, and Michael Keaton, so that's already a one
It's-
up.
The Fast and Furious movies are so good. What is in the one he refers to it as what, like automobile warfare or something like that?
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
I
in
don't
one
know
of
if
the trailers.
automobile is the right word, but it's something like something warfare, and I'm like, that's awesome. Imagine doing that. That would be so
That's
cool.
what we're doing here.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen the
That's why
Death
we do
Race
this.
movies? That's like kind of what the Death Race
Yeah.
movies are with Jason
And-
Statham.
Yeah.
And those movies.
I mean,
fun. Well,
Jason
there's only
Statham
one.
and-
He's only in one of them.
Him
That one's
and
fun.
Vin Diesel are kind of the same person if you just put a little more weight on. Yeah.
Jason Statham, what a man. But yeah, no.
I like those movies too, though. It's the same thing.
But like,
But
God,
the thing about the
it's
Fast
just
and
too
Furious
much.
movies that's different than that, though, is like the cars are so cool and real. Whereas
Yeah.
in Death Race, they're like,
they have
they're in a
guns on the
prison.
cars.
yeah, they're
Those
trying,
are
right?
Well, that was my problem that I was just telling you that
Hmm.
with Hobbs and Shaw is that I know it's
That's
a
a
spin-off. I
spin-off.
know it's a spin-off, but it's
So
still
bad.
under the Fast and the Furious like
I
banner.
know, but
and
it's
the
a
cars in
spin-off.
that movie, and it's a spin-off, but still the cars in that movie were garbage.
but the
Yeah.
car people aren't even really in it. Like, Hobbs isn't a car guy.
Then-
Hobbs' role
That
in the
movie
Fast and
shouldn't
Furious.
have been made.
No,
though.
I
It's just
disagree.
not that
Hobbs'
good.
role in the Fast and Furious
Uh-huh.
originally started as like the law enforcement officer,
Mhm.
turned like joined the family. You know what I mean? Once
Yeah.
they started working for
all
Mr.
about
Nobody.
no, I get it. I'm just saying that I
And
feel
Shaw
like a
is
big
kind of
part
the
of the
same way where
Fast and
Sh-
Furious franchise is the cars, and it was just
but that-
it
but
just
just-
wasn't there in
It's
that
a spin-off.
spin-off.
It's Hobbs and Shaw. It's
Look,
not-
I mean,
I
the
personally
thing is,
think-
you're a fan, so it doesn't bother you. So I mean, that's what's important.
Yeah.
So that I mean,
Personally, I think they should have stopped after Paul Walker. I think that's the last good one that they like. The
What
last
was that,
decent one that they made.
That
was
seven?
That was
Seven.
7. I think it's the last like decent one.
well, they've only made one.
I feel like
since
that's a
then.
real basic take.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
that's a real
He's never
take.
He's never watched all 8.
What do you mean? They ever
And
since
also-
7,
I feel
they've
like
gone
that's-
downhill.
I just feel
They've
like
just
that's
gone
something like,
downhill.
There's only been one since then.
Yeah, and it was trash. Fast Furious 8. Are you kidding
gone
me?
downhill.
Oh
That's
my
No, and that's also
God.
not even the
And
name.
Hobbs
First of
and
all,
Shaw.
it's Fate of the Furious.
Oh,
you moron.
So fucking cool.
I feel like that though is something like you're smoking a cigarette, and some people, the way that some people are like.
Yeah.
I stopped watching SNL after Sandler and Farley were out. It's just not as good.
It
Like,
not though.
Oh my
no,
god.
I wasn't talking about SNL. I was talking
Okay.
about.
Because like I get it. These are different. But
No.
if you just
It's not just because of Paul Walker. It's just it happens to also be
No.
because Paul Walker isn't in it. I
Like-
think that's definitely part of it. I
No.
think Fate of the Furious was not a great movie.
I didn't.
And
I
you
did
want to
not
talk
see it.
about like movies that don't tie into the other ones? Like honestly, Tokyo Drift is the one that has
Yeah.
the
Best
least
one.
relevance to all
Yeah.
the other
It
movies,
is
though.
the best one. One of the best ones.
I like.
Joe is not a passionate fan of the Fast.
I'm
and
not a
Furious
He's not a
passionate. You're
fan
right.
at
I'm
all.
not.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not.
If you come out, if you try to tell me that Tokyo Drift is the best Fast and
It
Furious
is.
movie, you're banana land.
I love watching movies like that where it's so interesting to see. When did that movie come out?
What Tokyo Drift? Probably 2002.
Yeah. I just like that one so much because of like nostalgia. Honestly, that's a big nostalgia one. For
I
me.
just love seeing technology from
Don't
that
just
time.
know you
Everybody's
Tokyo.
taking the flip
Yeah.
phones
Don't
so
you
seriously.
Tokyo. You know that song?
Yeah. Also,
Tokyo
the cars,
Drift,
the cars
drift,
in that one were
drift.
so cool. The Hulk. There's a Hulk car. There's like a Hulk car that like someone drives. And
Ooh.
that's a really cool car.
Speaking of the
I
Hulk,
think the best one is Fast 5.
yeah,
Fast Five's good.
Fast Five is
that one
good.
is
Yeah.
Fast
Without a
Five is
doubt.
really good. I like Fast.
And that's
4
when they're
too.
in Brazil. That's when like
The fourth
Hobbs.
one's good.
That's the first introduction of the Rock.
Yeah,
to the,
Yeah.
I
to
like the fourth
franchise.
one too. That's like the fourth one kind of like rebooted.
Well, because the fifth one, yeah,
series.
and then the fifth one is where like at the end of it you find out that Letty is
Yeah.
still alive.
spoiler.
Yeah.
And then the sixth one is when they're fighting her with the drug cartel.
Yeah.
Seven's where they kill the one Shaw brother, right? And then 8 is where
I
they
don't
work with.
Oh,
I
that
didn't-
sounds
yeah.
right. I don't know, but that I'm.
Or
pretty
no,
sure
they
that's
kill the
correct.
Shaw brother in 6, I think. But then in 7, they fight against the other Shaw. 8, they have to work together. They fight against him because they're trying to steal God's Eye. 8, they work together because somebody else is trying to steal God's Eye. Remember, because Dom goes bad because they take his. When Letty was dead, he like finds another girl, ends up having a kid with her, but he didn't
Right.
know that.
Right. I do remember that. Somebody outside of this room knows exactly what you're talking about, but the two people in front of you are a little bit lost.
It's so convoluted.
I saw
It's such
there's
a
in one of the
convoluted series.
trailers for 9. There's a scene where it's Dom and Letty, and he's in just like the classic all black Charger, and he's driving straight at this cliff, and there's like a like some type of wire attached to the car, and it's just like dragging with the car as it's going, but he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So he spins the car so that as it slides off the cliff, the wire gets caught around like a pole, and he swings the car across like the cliff and onto the other side of like the ravine.
The best Dom Toretto stunt of all time, though, is at the Universal
ride.
Studios ride. Fast
The
and the
ride
Furious
is a
ride.
little
Have I
cheesy.
rode that ride?
I wouldn't.
I don't think so, because you haven't been there in quite some time.
The
and
last
it's
time I
pretty
was
new.
there was for Gringotts, so it might not have been
Yeah,
there.
it was after Gringotts.
Yeah.
There's this part in that ride where a helicopter comes in. It's
They're
all
trying
you're
to
like
shoot.
surrounded by screens.
Okay.
And Dom is in a car next. You're in like a bus, and Dom's in a car next to you, and he sees the helicopter, and he goes, "Don't worry, I got this." And he just jumps and grabs onto the helicopter, and then the helicopter.
No, the
flies away.
helicopter. You're on like an overpass, and the helicopter's like level with you. So he jumps out onto the helicopter, and he's hanging out of the helicopter, and the helicopter starts to fly up, and he's able to like yeet the helicopter down. The helicopter spirals into a crash, and he falls like back into his sunroof of his car.
Yeah.
Incredible. Did it replace another
Yeah.
one? What
Did it?
replace?
It had to have.
I don't know what
I have
it
no
would've-
idea.
I don't know what
I
it
don't
would
know
have
what was there before.
Because the design of the ride is
Is it the
almost like
Transformer? No, no way. It replaced the Transformers.
no, Transformers is still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a different spot, but the design of the ride, it definitely replaced something. Because
Oh,
that's not how
it
you would.
replaced that disaster ride. I
Yeah,
think.
because that's how it is. You're on the bus and there's screens
Yeah.
on both sides of you, and you're
Oh, I
driving.
loved that
forward.
ride. That
And
was
then
a
there's
dope
some.
ride.
There's some like real like propage. You know what I mean?
That's
like there's
cool.
some areas.
Okay,
Yeah.
I could see that. That's kind of sick.
Yeah. I was just having this conversation with some of my pals about the Hulk.
The roller coaster.
No,
That's
about
cool.
like the Hulk.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that when Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk,
Well, he's just always the
like
Hulk now.
his genitals also like grow with the
Of
Hulk?
course.
Well, he's just always the Hulk now.
Why do you think
That's
he-
true. This is what I'm saying. I think that because like yes, I know that initially you're like, of course
Can
it
I
grows.
say why I don't think so before you do? See if
Oh,
it's the same
boy.
take.
Okay,
boy.
sure.
3, 2.
My theory is though, like if his dick did get that much bigger, his pants would be completely off because they rip around his thighs,
That's
but they stay
absolutely
on.
correct.
So you would see his massive bulge
He's a
through
grower,
his
not
purple
a shower.
pants.
That's the reason why. Because as long as the Hulk's been around, everybody's been like, why don't his shorts rip off when he gets bigger? Those are like regular man shorts. Why do they grow with the Hulk? The
They
reason
don't totally
is
grow
because
with the Hulk though.
no, of course, but
Yeah.
but they stay on, right?
Yeah.
So why do they stay on? It's because his dick doesn't grow with the rest of his body, and that allows for the fabric to be distributed in such a way that it maintains its integrity,
He's
and,
a grower,
and those
not a
pants
shower.
don't wear.
That's what it is.
So why do the pants stay on, Joe?
You're
If his
telling
dick- if he doesn't have a
you're
little
telling
Bruce
me-
Banner shrinky
you're
dick,
telling
why
me-
does the pants
You're
stay
telling
on?
me it's all because of his fucking dick?
Yeah, it's 'cause-
his fucking legs grow giant. He has special pants.
Well,
my
can
dude.
I spit
my
out
guy?
Can I spit out a
Yeah,
theory?
he has stretchy pants.
Can I spit out a theory though?
You
He's got
fucking
some
have
kidding-
stretchy
Lululemon
pants.
ass Hulk pants. Get out.
Can
of
I
here.
can I spit
yeah.
out can I spit out a theory though?
You fucking kidding me?
I think that when they like when the Hulk was first created in like the comics and stuff like that,
Okay.
they probably couldn't draw in his cock. You know what I mean? They probably had to leave pants
yeah.
on him.
Oh, yeah.
So they were like, we'll just put pants on him. They didn't even think about the logistics of. I bet you that if the Hulk was real, his cock would grow.
Yeah.
But for the sake of what the Hulk is on screen, no, Bruce Banner might.
Yeah,
go
I think
penis.
that canonically it only makes sense if it does not get bigger.
But what about now that he's always the Hulk? You think he has like?
Dude,
You think he kind
I'm
of just has
telling
some
you.
good blood flow at all times, like 3/4 chub?
He has to get extra angry for his dick to grow.
Well, that's kind of the question, isn't it? If okay, let me think about this
Because
for a
like
second.
when
Let
he's
me work
always
this
the
out.
Hulk, he's like a medium version of the Hulk. He's not the entire Hulk. You know what I mean?
What?
He's
not.
he's pretty. He's
pretty
full on.
No,
He is
he's
full on.
not as big when he's always the Hulk as he was when he was turning.
He
Look
doesn't.
at-
he
look at
doesn't-
him and, like,
I know
the-
he doesn't look as big.
You know when they're taking the pictures and like he's
Yeah.
not.
but he's
Well-
also got like a big old sweater on.
No,
Yeah.
no, he's not though.
I don't know.
But he
Look at him when
replaced-
he's, you know, in on game when they go back in time and look at him,
Yeah.
and he's like, He's not that big.
That's interesting.
I think that might be true, actually.
It is true.
that might be,
I don't know.
actually.
But
Because he's like a mutual ground now. He's both human
right,
and
so
Hulk.
that would
That might
come
be
around.
true, actually.
That-
Now that I'm thinking about it, because when he's
I
fighting
can tell
Thor,
you guys, it is true.
when he's fighting Thor, he does seem bigger, like in Ragnarok.
Right.
He's fucking huge when he goes just straight Hulk. Like,
But I think the reason for that though might be in some canon, the Hulk gets bigger the angrier he gets. He gets like stronger and stuff. So now that his mind is
well,
balanced,
that's what I mean. He's a
Yeah,
mix
so
of
I'm
both.
saying,
He's
right,
half
exactly.
Bruce, half Hulk.
So I guess that probably works out.
Do you think they're gonna do a Planet Hulk movie after the She-Hulk show?
No, I don't think so. We got that little glimpse of it in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
That's enough.
it?
That was a nice little thing they tossed out for people, but that's
Yeah.
all. That's all we're gonna get
Damn.
from that, which is
Crazy.
fine. But
Yeah.
there's something. Oh yeah, the Hulk's penis.
Yeah.
I think that it all depends. Because let's
would
think
win
about
of the
this.
week?
Like the Hulk's penis now that he's whatever
Half and half?
half and half. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that he's a mulatto Hulk.
Now that he's MH. Now I have to. So
He's an Arnold Palmer Hulk.
when he became that mix, this is really what I think it is. When he combined himself with the Hulk, was Black Widow around? Because I think if she was not around, then he would not be concerned about the size of his penis. But if she was, then I think he would have figured something out to make it, the size that
I
he
think
wanted.
now that he's half and half, he's probably well hung.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he is just so focused on like intellectual pursuits that he wasn't really concerned about
I would
it.
say that he's maybe still not necessarily proportional to his body, but he's compared to the average Joe,
Right.
he's working with a lot.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Yeah, why? If you're gonna go full Hulk, you got to go full Hulk. Like, why wouldn't you? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you make that a part of the process?
But he didn't go full Hulk, he went half Hulk.
You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. You got to do a little something. If you're gonna be walking around in that body, you got to do a little something. You know what I mean.
You're
Or
wild.
maybe that's why he wanted to become the Hulk in the first place, overcompensation.
That could be. That could be
That's
as well.
the whole reason. That's the whole reason.
Yeah, they lied to you in the movie. he never admits it, but that's really what
so
it is.
funny. It wasn't for the pursuit of science.
He doesn't give a shit about science.
Just
Not
keep it-
anymore, man. He's
keep
walking
it-
around as a
he
Hulk
just-
all the time.
He just wanted.
thought
he
it was.
just wanted
He
his
just
fucking
wanted to make his
wild
dick
hog
the Hulk.
going.
Yeah, he didn't want to become the Hulk himself. He just wanted to do it to his dick.
He just
And
needed wild
gave,
hogging
He gave
it
himself
out.
a little too much radiation, and it affected his whole body. He thought that was just gonna be his dick and balls. Yeah,
He just put him in the microwave.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what happened.
Which is true, folks. If you do that, it grows.
Yeah. Any kids listening out there, please go turn on your microwaves, put your genitals right inside of them. You will be so happy with the results.
You know what's crazy? Wasn't that like how they had the epic movies and all that shit? Like those.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like one of the jokes in? Because the Hulk, like the off version of the Hulk, was in one of those. Like maybe it was the superhero movie. I can't remember.
That would make sense.
It was either the epic movie or the superhero movie.
I
but it
remember
was
the
one of
epic movie
those.
pretty well. I don't remember the Hulk.
Okay,
Jack
so then-
Sparrow's in it. He does some
Yeah.
soapy titty stuff.
So it's probably the superhero movie then. But there was like a bit where I think that was part of the bit where he like tried to get his like genitals bigger. But yeah, that's a whole bit in Young Frankenstein too, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
I haven't seen that movie in
you haven't seen? Oh, you have seen
It's a
it.
good
though.
one.
It's a great
little
a
movie.
long time. Since
Young
I was probably
Frankenstein?
honestly, since
Yeah.
I was probably
Movie's
like
great.
8 years old.
It is a great movie.
It's so good.
Classic. Old Mel Brooks. He did a lot of them.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah. What's up?
you're heading out.
I
You're
am.
shipping off.
You're shipping off.
Apparently,
Shipping
we'll
up
see.
to
Hey,
Boston.
we'll fucking
Whoa.
This is the thing. I
Oh.
know we don't have to get into
No, we don't have to get
all
into
the
the
things.
details.
I know it's stressing you out,
It is
and
stressing me
I'm
out.
sorry for that, but
It's all good. It happens.
they're not going to run out of places to live in New York City. You're
Bro,
going to get there.
Hopefully we're gonna get there when we want to get there. We're running out of time, man. What the day is it? It's fucking the 19th.
day?
We're leaving.
What
What
the
the
day?
day?
What the
What the
day?
day?
It's already happening.
I don't. Yeah, I would agree with Andrew. They're not going to run out of places to live in New York City. Honestly, probably just live on Subway.
You could do
Oh,
that.
I
You
do
could
not,
that.
dude. Did you tell Matt that
I
story?
didn't no.
Oh my God.
You're afraid
I
of
don't.
subways?
No, I'm not. But we had a Twilight Zone experience when we were there, and it was fucking terrifying. We almost died.
Yeah, you were there with your new roommate,
Taylor, yep.
like last week or weekend or whatever, checking out places.
Yes. And we were traveling by subway. It was a very hectic day. We actually like didn't eat at all on. It was on Saturday, and we had the whole day
Grab a
booked.
Nathan's.
Get a couple of Nathan's dogs. I don't know why
We had
it was
the-
a little Canadian, a little Minnesota, but
We had a whole day basically booked out there for showings, and we were going all over Manhattan and Brooklyn, and we ended up getting to Brooklyn, and we went to this one subway line to travel to Bushwick. That's where we were trying to catch the subway for, and I think we were in like Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we were trying to get to Bushwick. So it's like it's like an hour walk. So you wanted to like take a train or a bus. So we find this station. Also, our phones are dying. So our phones are both of our phones are like at 10%. So we're like really like putting the maps on, turning it off. Like we're really like squeezing out as much juice out of this phone as possible so we don't get lost in the city because we don't know where we're
Trying to look at the map, try to remember where you are, and then
yeah,
take it away.
that's exactly what we're doing. And because like we have no charger, and our Airbnb is in Queens, so we're like an hour and a half away.
You're in a
where
real hipster's nightmare
yeah,
scenario.
seriously. So anyway, we get to Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we're like, we're trying to get.
Bedford-Stuyvesant. I've never heard anybody call it by
That's
like
what they
its
call
full
it.
name.
No, yeah, it's all. Well, what's funny? My friend who lives there, who's actually the person who convinced me to go there months and months ago, like half a year ago at this point. He like said everyone just calls it Bedford-Stuyvesant. Like it's not like no one
Headed
calls
to Bedford-Stuyvesant.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened?
Anyways.
The Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
part
so
of it.
we get to this subway station. Usually when you go to these subway stations, they're really like, people are going in and out, filtering in and out. This one was just like empty. Like no one was really around it. So it was already like eerie, like going to it. So then we start walking down the stairs, and the light is like flickering, and we're like, oh, this is already like kind of weird. And it's like eerily quiet. Like there's no one like around. So we go down there, and we have to refill our subway card before we go on because we don't have enough money. So we're looking for the station in this like mini subway station. This is like the smallest subway station I've ever seen. It's not even like an actual station. It's more just like a mini stop, right? So like there's no like person like in the booth or anything. There's no booth. You literally are just like, it's just this little corridor, and you go through this gate, and then that's it. And the lights are flickering, like it's super dark. And anyways, we get there, and we don't see anyone in there. It's dark. Like there's no one around. And
pitch black.
It's not pitch black, but like it's like a horror movie, and we're like, oh, this is like kind of eerie. So then we're like, okay, well, let's see if we can find a subway
Thing to put your card.
yeah to like refill. So we're looking for it, and it doesn't take very long to like look for it because it's like a fucking small ass room. But then we hear from behind the corner behind us, we hear, "Hey, you." We're like, what? So we turn around, and this guy peeks around the corner, and he like comes towards the fucking gate. And he's like, "Come here," and we're like, "No!" Like,
And he's on the other side.
he's
of the
on
gate.
the other side
Okay.
of the gate. So like, he could theoretically he could like come after us if he wanted to. Like, it's not like a one-way thing. Like I mean, it is a one-way thing to go in, but
You
it's
can
you
get
can
out.
get out. So he's just like and so he just starts coming closer and closer to the gates, and me and Taylor are looking at each other like, what are we gonna like? What should we do? And we just look at each other, and honestly, we didn't even really say anything. We just like looked at each other and had like a Scooby-Doo moment, and we were just like, yeah, we're gonna go. So we booked it out of there after that, and we heard him like as we were going out of the stairs. We heard him like behind us, not close behind us, but we heard him like yelling after us, like, "Hey, like come here, like I'm talking to you." And we were like, "Oh my god,
talking to you."
So then we get out, and I swear to God, so we get out, And then we just start walking, like, we're like, we'll go to the next stop. We'll go to the next station. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, that's crazy. We have to refill our card anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, that's literally the excuse we said. We're like, we got to refill our card. We can't do it here. And we just left.
Why did you feel like you had to give this guy an excuse?
And you know what's
We
funny?
don't want to be rude to this murderer.
You know what's funny, too? Like, and he came out of nowhere, and he, like, it was just, like, he didn't, there's a lot of homeless people in New York City, right?
Wow.
But it wasn't like he looked like he didn't look like one of those homeless people that needed help. He just looked like a person that, like, he didn't look, I don't know how to explain it, but he didn't look homeless. He just looked like not a nice man. Like,
Murdery.
Yeah.
So it was very scary. Anyways, we got out, and then I told you this story, and you told me that you think
this is my theory.
Go for it.
Is that guy has been trapped down there for like 125 years, and his whole thing is that he needs to like get someone to switch places with him so that he can
Leave.
escape. So that
I
his
think
soul
you're
can
dead
be
on.
free.
And I told Taylor that, and Taylor was like, "That's definitely what it was. Like, no joke. Like that. That's exactly what
And that's
happened."
why nobody goes to that station.
Yeah.
I think that as soon as you guys walked out of the station, it disappeared. Like the entrance to it is gone.
Honestly, maybe, dude. I'm never. Yeah. If I ever like, part of me wants to like.
So you're not going
Go-
to that sty anymore?
Part of me
You'll
wants.
never find it
Part
again
of me
'cause it's
wants to
gone.
try and find it once we live there. Like, I want to go there with some friends and like be like, this is the, like just see if it's like if the myths are real. Like just to see if it's really like real. I don't know. Like I gotta see it again one more time, and I can just run out. As long as I
You're
have
playing with fire, there, Joe.
What if the entrance like disappears this time, like, and then I'm trapped down there.
Listen, we don't know the limits of this
Yeah.
man's supernatural powers,
Yeah,
so
that's
anything could happen.
Maybe he just didn't have enough power, right?
Yeah,
I
he was
mean,
waiting.
I'll be on. I don't even want to say it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Andrew's fine with that. Andrew doesn't want to play.
I was
Andrew doesn't
gonna
wanna play with the
admit
demons.
something, but I can't do it.
You
All
were
right.
gonna
I'm
say
not
something?
ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Can't admit it on the. We have to be very
Oh,
careful.
boy.
The Russians are tapped
No, it's about a new
tapped in.
show that I'm watching, but I won't.
Is it a ghost show?
something like that?
Okay.
I'm not
There's
gonna
this-
say what it is.
There's
though.
this BuzzFeed
Don't say- I like
show
it.
that a lot of people like. That's like a ghost hunting show.
I used to love like scary stuff and ghost stuff. I have a newfound fear of the supernatural.
Oh.
Like I was always like freaked out about. Like I was never like a Ouija board type person. I'll still watch scary movies or
Yeah.
like the paranormal, but now I have a fear of like witches and stuff too.
Our good buddy
Hmm.
Ken Dowd,
Uh-huh.
who has been on this podcast, was told by a ghost, a witch's ghost, that he had a black soul and that he was going to cause a lot of pain to people. And he will not admit that this person was a ghost, but she was. And she's at the Niagara Falls State Park. And some say that her spirit still wanders that area.
Basically, yeah.
Did we talk about this on the podcast?
I don't know. When we talked to him, I probably.
I don't even remember when that was.
That was way back
He
when.
used to work in caves.
He did. He worked at the Lockport Cave, featured in one of the Sharknado movies. The entrance to it is in Sharknado.
We went there for a field trip, like in elementary school or middle school. I don't know if we went to, you didn't go to Colonial Village, right?
No, I was gonna say I don't think I did that. And I went to Eric Road. We would have done it together had we. So I don't think we did. But back to the New York City thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was having this conversation. I was actually talking about New York City last night because I was going out with a couple buddies of mine. So we were walking from my apartment to Hurdle. It's not very far. So we're walking down Hurdle, and there was like not back to back, but 2 out of 3 with one in the middle spaces of poured concrete like on a sidewalk that had footprints in it. And my roommate was like, how do you even do that? Like, how do you even step in wet concrete? And I was like, it's funny you say that because I know somebody that it happened to. And not only did it happen, but they were fully submerged in freshly poured concrete.
Oh, no.
And in order to remove it from their boot, they actually dunked it in the toilet at the Dinosaur Barbecue in New York City.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Dude,
It's like poop over concrete. Which would you rather have on your shoe?
We saw oh my god, we saw someone having a rough night on our way back. It was only 10 p.m. and this guy was out of it. And I was like, man, it's only 10 p.m. Like the night's not even like started,
listen,
man.
It was a full moon.
For some it was a full moon.
He was dry heaving on the front porch of this guy's of this guy, like other dudes just stoop, right? And he's just dry heaving. He was not having a good time. And the whole group was around him. And this guy who lives in the building was like, he's fine, man. I got to get in the building. And they weren't letting him through. And he just was trying to get through so bad. It was quite the sight. Yeah. So that was...
It's the city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
I also got...
Nailed it.
Yeah, and then at like 8 p.m., it was 8 p.m. and we were eating at this one place. I don't know why I checked my watch to see, like,
Just to make sure.
Yeah. It was definitely 8
Make sure
p.m.
you're remembering correctly.
And he this group was like bar hopping at 8 p.m. just bar hopping in Williamsburg, and they were already trashed. And I was like, yeah, no, they are not lasting another hour probably. And he came up to me and he was like, yo, I love your outfit. That's fucking, you look great. You look so hot right now. I was like, thanks, man. I was like, I'll take it. I was like, that was a nice drunk man.
See, you can't be
Like,
you can't be phased by anything, you know?
Yeah.
You have to just
you gotta roll with it.
So
right.
I watched the movie yesterday morning. Don't ask why I was watching a movie yesterday morning. Watched it about 8:30 in the morning. It's a Denzel movie. They just put it on Netflix. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Show it to Joe. He's excellent at languages.
Do you know this movie?
You're a dick. The Manchurian Candidate?
Yeah, The Manchurian Candidate.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that
I've
movie?
not heard of it.
What?
Have you watched it?
It's a very famous movie. No, I've not seen it.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it's like
cool.
super. It's super. Topical for our world today because it's all about like crazy government conspiracies.
Yeah.
And
It's not an action movie?
no, it is an action movie.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It's like
it's like a suspense / drama /
Yeah.
like.
Okay. Whenever I think of Denzel now, I just think of like
The
balls.
Equalizer?
Yeah, it's literally.
Denzel,
it's a great movie.
Denzel is good at killing people.
Yeah.
End of story.
He
Same
does a
with
great job.
Keanu Reeves.
Really
man.
terrific.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
does
we're
it too.
seeing some of. We are so lucky to live in a time with the best murder movies.
Yeah.
I think that there have
Well,
ever
those
been.
are not murder movies. Those are assassin movies.
assassin movies, though.
Murder movies are murder and assassination, two different
I
things.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A murder movie is like Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
or
like a
something.
true
That's
crime.
Right, that's
Okay.
a murder movie.
Okay.
Assassin movies, it's a lot
We're giving 'em-
classier.
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's okay to be really into them.
Yeah.
I mean, we even got a new Rambo, right? Like,
That's true. We did get a new Rambo.
it wasn't even that
The
bad.
Last Blood or something like
Surprisingly,
that.
it was
I didn't
actually
watch
pretty
it.
good.
What was
Actually,
it called?
Last Blood is what
Oh,
I just
really?
said. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was already a
No,
Rambo
that's
movie.
They're all called.
They're all
They're all
called Last
called-
Blood. You could the way that series goes.
The Last Blood. I
Yeah,
can't
that movie
do it.
was pretty good though.
It wasn't bad. It had issues, but it was like, the action, like the last
Exactly,
scene
which is
was
what you're
pretty
seeing
fucking
for,
great.
dude. Yeah, I can't believe. I
It
mean,
literally became Home Alone.
It's funny
It
because
was pretty
I've been-
wild. It became
I've been
Home Alone.
I've been kind of having an itch to sit down and watch the Rocky movies.
we
Oh,
just did
man.
Rocky on Film Juice for our throwbacks, and is that episode out
Which
yet?
one?
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think
might
it-
not be. Well, you know what's coming out? Oh,
No, it's not out yet. It's
on
probably
the
coming out
streets
next.
today. Yeah, it is today. Today at 2 p.m. The Spiral and Rocky episode are gonna air.
There we go. We did Rocky, and we started that review, and I said to
Which
Joe,
did
I was
you do
like,
all the like?
no, we just did the
No,
first one,
Okay.
I couldn't handle that.
and I was like, I started by saying, Joe, this might be the best movie ever. That movie
I have
is
a
so
que-
fucking good.
I
I
have a
can't
question
believe how
for
much
you.
you like it. It's good, but it's not like
It is,
I just.
but Joe,
I'm not like crazy.
But Joe,
I don't think it's the best, but it's
he-
great.
I have
Joe.
a question for you.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
And it's about the movie. It's kind of a debate. I actually saw something about this online the other day.
Ooh.
And I haven't watched it in a while, so I'm not going to weigh in on it. But if it's fresh in your head and you guys have been debating it, do you think that Rocky is more of a sports movie or a love story?
Sports movie, because the love story we talked about the love story, it ends up well, but like it starts off really weird. It kind of like it's a weird start.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything?
It's a fucking-
I'm not done.
Okay.
What does that have to do with anything as far as the focus of the movie? I agree with you that it is more of a sports movie than a love story because I think that the love story does end up taking a back seat. In some ways, that's what fuels him. But because of the ending. Is that why? Is that?
I mean, yeah.
The ending does make it like seem like a love story,
Right.
but I don't know.
Adrian.
Yeah,
But it
is a
does
great
feel
ending.
like it's.
Give me your best Rocky right now, Andrew. Go.
You can do it pretty well.
Call him Southpaw. So that
Hey,
the end of that-
Southpaw. That's why.
man, he fucking wrote that movie too. Sylvester
Did you
Stallone.
do you know like the
I thought he
story
co-wrote
behind it?
Did he
Yeah.
actually
No,
fully write it?
no,
He fully wrote the whole
he,
fucking thing,
he
man.
wrote it and he wouldn't sell the script to anybody that wouldn't let him star in it.
That's right.
He sat on it for years.
That's such a
as like
baller
a
move.
he sat on
Exactly.
it for years as like a poor homeless person.
Yep.
That's
like
crazy.
I know this is good, but I'm not selling it to somebody unless I can star in
That's
it.
right, because people wanted to buy it because it's a
Yeah.
great fucking
Yeah.
script. But he was like, no, not going to sell it.
I'm playing
I'm
Rocky.
playing. I'm
I am Rocky.
That's,
That's
right.
crazy.
And he fucking is, man.
He is Rocky.
The end of that movie, I mean, I cried when we rewatched it for the show.
Really?
And I think I will
Oh,
every
I think
time.
you did.
Because
Tell me that.
he's not there. Like, he didn't win, but that's not what it...
I wish I could
But in
have
that
the same
moment,
experience.
that's
that
not
you
what
had.
it was.
It's a great movie. Don't get me wrong, it's a great movie. I don't think did I give it a 10? I might have given it a 10, but I gave it a 9. I either gave it a 9 or a 10, and the whole reason, and I said this, I was like it's a classic, so like classic wise it is a 10, but like technical wise and like my enjoyment wise, like it's like a 9 or a 9.5. It's still good. I don't have the same fucking experience that you have where it's like
9 juice boxes.
incredible.
Have you seen the Creed movies?
Oh, yeah, of
I
see,
love those movies.
You know what's crazy, and you're gonna hate me for this. I enjoy like those movies are like for some reason like I would rather rewatch those movies
Well,
than
that's
like
because they're
the Rocky
Right.
they're newer.
because I
you know
just
what mean?
love
They're more
Mike.
modern.
I just love Michael B. Jordan.
Me
Like
too.
so much. Like
I love Michael B. Jordan. I saw a
fucking-
TikTok the other day,
Okay.
and I was cracking up. So, because Bronny Jr., LeBron James' son,
Yeah.
is playing high school basketball still, and Drake has been going to a lot of his basketball games. Like he was at one with LeBron.
That's kind of weird.
So this guy in the video is like, I'm not going to come at Drake for, being a better dad to Bronny Jr. than he is to his own son.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
that's not what I'm going to come at him
yeah.
for. He's like,
That's
but what I am going to say is what kind of motherfucker is allowed to walk in double cupped to a high school basketball game at a high school, and he shows a picture of Drake there, and he's got like the double styrofoam cup. Like I don't think it's like lean because I don't think that's Drake's thing, but it was probably alcohol.
Yeah.
And they're like, what kind of person you have to be to like that you can just walk in and sit courtside at a high school basketball game in a high school double cupped up. And he's like, and on top of that, and the camera rolls over and it's sitting next to Drake, Michael B. Jordan, also double cupped up. He's like, fucking Michael B. there, double cupped up too. What kind of high school basketball game is
That's
this?
crazy.
They're going crazy. It was making me
That's
laugh.
crazy.
That's all I had.
That's nuts. I mean that just throws me back to when was it J. Cole who came out with that crazy diss track on Drake?
About his son? I
Yeah.
was having this conversation
That
with somebody
was
right after
nuts.
you. I think it was.
It might not have been J. Cole, but it was someone.
And I originally thought it was Meek Mill, but I don't think
it wasn't.
Meek
It
Mill
definitely
either.
wasn't Meek Mill. It was either J. Cole or someone else. But I was on that whole beef. Like I was
Yeah.
like
It could've
following
been
that
like-
when that was happening. It was crazy. That shit. That diss track was just the craziest shit. I gotta say.
So
But yeah.
now that we've talked about all Drake's diss tracks,
Yeah.
should we get into the Who Would Win of the Week?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I
boy.
think it could be a good idea. This week's Who Would Win?
Brought to you unofficially by Fast 9.
That's right.
June 24th
no.
in theaters. Check it out.
This who would win is chain wallet versus a fanny pack. Which one of these ones would win in the fight?
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I want to make very clear. I think a lot of us know what's going to happen in this fight going in, but I have to say right up top, make it very clear, this is not about which one is more practical. It's about which one is going to win this fight.
Yeah.
That being said, let's get into it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh boy.
You just said the same thing twice. Which one is more practical and which one's going to win this fight might be the same thing.
That's very true. That's very true. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure people are thinking.
Here's the thing about chain wallets.
Oh boy.
Is people look at a chain wallet. People hear, I shouldn't say look. People hear chain wallet and you assume like, oh, like chain wallets are a little badass. You know what I mean? Like, it's exactly the exact opposite. No, but they do. When people hear a chain wallet in a fight, they're like, "Oh, a chain wallet's got to be a dirty fighter. Like it's got to come." No, chain wallets are pussies.
Absolutely.
Well, chain wallets are not practical.
Well,
and fanny packs, on the other hand, there's not one thing a fanny pack can't do. Name something. Anything. Now, go.
Fly.
3, 2, 1. Fanny packs can fly.
what?
You're not.
The same way Buzz Lightyear flies in Toy Story.
Yeah, you just chuck them.
Yeah.
You can chuck a chain wallet.
Yeah, but the chain weighs it down.
No, but it's not. It's the aerodynamics.
You know
are
what's
all
crazy?
Off in that
I'm
situation.
kind of torn on this one, but because fanny packs are more fashionable easily. But like, if I want to bring one to a fight, I think it can be more dirty with a chain wallet.
See, that's
I think
a misconception
I
because
think
you're
you can
not
choke
fighting
someone
with
out
it.
with it.
But
Yeah,
you're
you
not fighting with the
you
chain
can
wallet.
be.
The chain wallet is fighting for itself.
Explain.
This
me
is a
more.
fight versus a fanny pack
Right.
and a chain wallet,
Yeah.
not you with
An
a chain
inanimate
wallet.
object versus an inanimate object.
Yes.
Yes.
It would
Correct.
still work the same. The chain wallet can just choke the fanny, like
No,
wrap itself
no, no,
around
no,
the
no,
fanny
no, no.
pack.
You have
That
you
doesn't
have
make any
you
sense.
have the
You-
chain.
this doesn't make
You
any
have
you
the
don't
chain
make any
wallet
sense.
demographic all wrong.
I think that people are starting to, at this point, understand that what you're saying about the chain wallets is a universal truth.
Okay.
I got to tell you, the most intimidating guy, if he comes around and he's got a chain wallet on, that does drop it down a little
A
bit.
lot.
Because I just feel like
If you can't even keep track of your wallet, like
I don't really understand it, but I think that
It's so funny.
the chain wallet, it's hard to exactly to personify it. I think that it does have a harshness to it, but I think that it
the chain wallet has
is a lot of, it's really talk. It's all kind of all talk.
and it
the
has
chain
no
wallet.
self-confidence. On the outside, the chain wallet might look like it rides a motorcycle, but on the inside, it wears a pocket protector.
Absolutely.
That's how you describe a chain wallet.
That's a great way to put it. The fanny pack, I think the fanny pack is super confident. Maybe maybe a little arrogant even.
Well,
But
the
that's
fanny
going to
pack's
benefit
coming
in
The
the
fanny
fight.
pack is the Swiss Army knife of
It's already like coming back.
whatever a fanny pack qualifies as.
Of
You
carrying.
know how many fanny packs I saw in New York City? Like just out and about.
This is
fashionably?
okay. See, it's already starting. Here's what
Yeah.
I love. When Joe said he was like actually moved to New York,
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot wait for you to come back home
be
the
like,
first
yeah,
time
well,
and be
in New
like,
York City.
yeah, and actually
hate
in
that.
New York, like,
New York
oh, this
City.
bagel's pretty good, but it's not a New York bagel. I don't know why you do that now
I
as
would
well,
not
but
do
that's part of it. So I'm
my
excited
voice
for
gonna
that,
change
and I'm
too?
happy that a
The
little
good
bit.
thing about living in New York is if you give somebody a New York bagel, they owe you one, and you can redeem it any time. That's an office
Ooh,
reference.
Maybe I should give you a New York bagel
Yeah.
so you owe me one.
That's a Dwight
I mean,
Schrute
you owe me
reference.
20 at this point, but no, I'm kidding.
I that's
When,
probably pretty close.
When Dwight's trying to get Jim fired,
Oh,
he brings everybody bagels.
Ah.
yeah.
Very smart. Give it a shot, Joe, while you're there in the big old apple. So what's the strategy going to be for these folks? I think that the fanny pack has basically a ton of options going into this fight, and the chain wallet has really one, which is
Yeah.
just like slap around.
Try to use
There's
the
a
chain.
couple.
try to-
Okay, you're not giving the chain wallet any benefit.
Because the chain wallet is shallow.
What are you? You got to be creative. This is from two people who are I thought were very creative, but are seeming not very creative.
Okay,
and very
Joe, you
shallow-minded.
have the floor. Chain wallet, go ahead. Make
How
your
does the
point for
chain
wallet?
Give me every scenario in which the chain wallet uses to attack.
Okay.
Okay.
As a whip. Fucking
Fanny
whip.
pack counters that easy.
Okay, can you? We're not
Let's-
talking about counters. You said, and I quote.
But I'm just
has
telling you why
one
they're-
option.
What else?
Has
They're-
one
But
option.
I'm telling you why they're wrong.
Yeah,
So
but
let me-
let's get to that.
Okay.
I want to hear what the chain wallet's
just
options
saying
are
it has
because
more
aside
options than one.
from the whip, go ahead. What is it?
Lasso. There you go.
That's-
Next option. Oh, don't you fucking look at me. Look at me right and dead in the
That
fucking
is-
eyes. Look at me
that is
right here.
basically a
Icky
whip.
lasso. No, it's not. A whip. Oh my god. A whip is a lasso is and then around the neck like that. Or a garrote, like a hitman can fucking wrap it around. There you go. That's three
You
options
said
right there.
the same. So
Same
it
thing
has
3 times.
It has really one.
No,
And then it
no,
has
no,
a,
no.
Listen to me. It has a 1 and then it has a 1A. Those are its
No,
options.
no.
Also, here's the thing
So
about
the option
trying
is
to
you try to use the chain and
Yeah, sure.
but
Here's the thing about trying to lasso the fanny pack. One of the great things about the fanny pack is that it can really change dimensions.
What I would do-
you can keep it flat.
can I tell
it
you
can
how I would
become,
counter lasso with fanny pack? So if you're trying to lasso a fanny pack, what I would do is try to the top of the pack itself, the pack itself, I would try to land the lasso, over top of it and tighten it halfway around the pack. You know what I mean? Almost splitting the pack in two.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm the pack and I get lassoed, what I do is I take my convenient little buckle and I unbuckle, I slip half of my buckle outside of the lasso. So now the lasso is exactly in half of me. I redo my buckle, and now I have full control over the chain wallet's only attack mechanism, which is the chain.
That's the thing. The fanny pack would very easily be able to subdue the chain wallet for that reason exactly. It can switch itself from from being buckled to not buckled, whereas the chain can't do that, right? So the fanny pack can use that buckle to kind of trap the chain, and I think potentially it could get the chain into one
the
of its
pack.
pouches, and then that's how it restrains it, and then it basically
I
just
and
is
then you
useless, renders
I
it
think
useless.
and that's the worst part is the second that the pack gets a bite of the chain, think of the pack as a mouth, and it would actually absorb the entire wallet, and now the entire chain and wallet is inside of the pack, and it is just the pack's bitch.
The wallet is slippery though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it can.
It's a chain.
hold
Also-
on.
It's like I just thought
Go
of
ahead.
another one. It can be like a little grapple hook. It can swing.
That's the same thing as a
No.
goddamn lasso, Joe.
Okay,
You're
it's
talking
Or a whip.
or
Yeah. You've got
I'm
3
saying,
different ways
yeah,
to say the same thing.
and you have it's multi-purpose.
Not as
Got
multi-purpose as a fanny pack.
You've given me 2 options so far. It can unbuckle and buckle, and it can use its zipper as a mouth.
yes, it can change its dimensions.
Yeah, it's
if you were to
it's
lasso it or
malleable.
something.
It's malleable.
Excellent use of that word in this instance. The wallet is a very interesting thing to bring up. The wallet's a very interesting part of the chain wallet. It's an interesting tool. However, wallets go in fanny packs.
It's almost like that wallet was made to lose to the fanny pack.
Right.
And that's the other thing too is you say that it has so many different possibilities. The fanny pack is completely universal. You can put anything in a fanny pack. You can put baby food in a fanny pack. You can put drugs in a fanny pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes those are the same thing.
I mean, I agree fashionably, and what's the other word? Realistically, fanny pack is the way to go. And I do appreciate fanny packs a lot, but I just think that it's not as done of a deal as I think the chain wallet could have a chance. That's all I'm saying.
I'll give you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt only because I feel that in order to pick the chain wallet, you are putting your personal opinion aside. The problem is you should have stuck with your personal opinion because the chain wallet take is the wrong take. The chain wallet doesn't ever beat the fanny pack in any situation. Would you agree?
I am just trying to think of a situation right now where maybe it would be more beneficial to have a chain wallet than a fanny pack.
If it was a person, okay, this is where it would be. And I know we're not talking about this, but this is where it would be. If it was a person with the weapon of a chain wallet and a person with the weapon of a fanny pack, I think the chain wallet wins.
That's not the fight, though.
But I know, but I'm saying he's saying, is there a situation where the chain wallet wins? That is the situation.
That you would actually have to use them for
yes,
weapons.
That is the situation.
Well, I mean, you could really do that with anything.
I'm just saying.
You could always find a way.
A situation.
You could always find a way.
Yeah, that's true. We weren't even talking about the battle between those two anymore. We were just talking in general about.
Because you could always find a way to make your opinion be the correct one if you can just change the circumstances.
Well,
like
exactly.
That.
I mean, it's an opinion. It's an opinion.
Well,
let's lock it in then.
Yeah, I think that in the battle of fanny pack versus chain wallet, there's only one true winner, and it is the fanny pack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lock that in. I guess we'll wait to hear what Joe has to say, but
I mean, I'm gonna say
in this fight,
in this fight, it is fanny pack because really, the chain wallet just doesn't have enough in this fight.
Joe's got no backbone.
But I said,
folded
can I
up
just?
Like a lawn chair.
Are you fucking kidding me? Can I just say? I said at the beginning of this, the fanny pack fashionably is the way to go. And if you see how I'm dressed right now, that is what precedes anything else. So
the fashion. Okay, that makes sense.
It didn't. I'm telling you right now, if you guys were both chain wallet, and I was saying, chain wallet in a fight, but I still said at the beginning that fashionably the fanny pack's coming back. Yeah, it's always fanny pack. Though.
So I take back my previous statement about Joe being able to put his personal preference aside when picking a winner because he didn't. He just tried to play.
I was just playing devil's advocate for a lot of it. But I do think that if it was a person versus a person, which is what I thought going into it, it was going to be.
Oh, no.
It would have
been.
It's
object versus object.
We don't care about people.
No.
Absolutely not.
Andrew?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm locking it for fanny pack, of course.
So fanny pack takes the 3-0 sweep. Mm-hmm. And it's
I will
funny
say
because
I am prejudiced against chain
wallets.
You are.
Me too.
I have
you
to.
fucking went
Here's
at
And
the
a
thing,
good
though.
pal of mine rocked a chain wallet for a very
You're
long
not
time.
gonna
I
name-
don't think he does anymore. No, he knows who he is, and he's. But
I came into this fight almost like at first not wanting to. I was like, I don't want to show my hand right away because I thought there was going to be a lot more chain wallet enthusiasts in this room. Once it started going, I'm like, I can open up and let it fly here because Andrew's on board. We can destroy Joe in this argument, and we did, and Joe ended up siding with us.
Yeah. Well, that's the way we do it. We kind of divide and conquer. We split, go in. It's a flanking situation. All I'm saying is that if we had been in Napoleon's army, he would have taken Russia. It's basically as simple as that. It's a little history.
And I would
don't
win
want you to
Survivor.
get confused. Napoleon was a guy from the past. Okay, not everything.
guy from
Some things did happen
Andrew,
before
in New York City,
2011
they don't talk about Napoleon.
Here's the thing you got to understand about New York City.
The streets?
Napoleon's
The
a
streets?
nobody in New York.
The streets.
No, that's all you had to say.
Music. They're made of music.
And this is
Thought that was
this
New
is
Orleans.
this is.
No.
I know that when you go there, you're gonna be okay.
Do you?
I'm a little worried about you, just as your friend, but it is. I can't, and like I said, I know you're gonna be okay, but I've told you this. I can't help but imagine when I picture you going to New York City is like you getting off the bus with 2 suitcases and be like NYC,
Yeah.
and then somebody like slugs you or something.
bright-eyed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, all
a little
bright-eyed.
bit, a little
That
bit.
is literally. You did not. Well, you did
He,
not.
no,
Now
not
that-
slugs, but he's all bright. He gets off, big smile. All of a sudden, the one light turns red, and people come across the sidewalk, and his suitcase gets kicked over, and there's clothes everywhere.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
You did not see me in New York City this past week.
No, and that's the thing. I know you're going to be all right. I have seen since then a little bit. I've seen a side of you that I've not seen before. I've seen a little Joey Hardball come out to
my
play
God.
a little bit since then. So I know you're going to be all right. I feel a lot better, but and also
Still
look,
ongoing,
you're not going to run into too much trouble living above a gourmet cupcake shop, so you're going to be all right.
I'll show you that was maybe the case with the last place, but now this other place I'll show you. It's nice, but it's not definitely little bit a peg down, but you gotta have that sometimes.
And I'm just razzing you
No, you're
like
not.
I do. No, I am. But I want you to be okay. I know you're going to be all right. You've got
We got it.
You've gone through such a metamorphosis in like the few recent months. And as your pal, it just makes me happy to see you. Because I've told you this yesterday, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
That you are so much yourself. And that's what I love about you. There's nobody who's more themselves, I think, than Joe Dorato. There's nobody who's more genuine than Joe Dorato, I don't think. And to see you even come into your own so much more, it makes me happy to see.
Well, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm glad.
I can't even make a terrible joke about that.
Which is surprising because Joe has
A knack for making-
performed his tight 5 minutes for me a couple times. We've workshopped it together.
Oh man, dude,
And,
I mean, there's so many New York City bits getting added to that. Dude,
God.
that Subway, oh my God, the rat bit's going right
Okay,
in. The rat bit is going right the fuck in.
Here's is actually something that I do want to get into you with.
Okay.
We end up talking about like mentioning different stand-ups kind of all the time just because. And when here's what really gets my goat is sometimes I'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, "Oh, that's so funny. That's going to be a great bit
Yeah.
if you ever do stand-up again."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "But a story is not a bit."
It can be. What do you think stand-up comedy is, Andrew?
I agree. It's a
Jesus
lot of
Christ.
storytelling.
No, but here's
And
the
this
thing.
is coming from the guy who did
Listen
stand-up
to
comedy.
But the
me.
bit part of it-
Listen to me right now. I just want to be clear. When you are doing stand-up and you are telling a story, you have to put jokes into the story. You can't just tell a story.
Sure.
A story on its own is not a
But
bit.
if you're
Sure.
a good storyteller, that's how you tell a story to
right, then
begin
you
with.
can
Bingo.
add jokes in there. That's not what you've done.
Are you kidding me? I'll tell you one right now.
Go ahead and try the rat bit. I'm
Okay.
doing air quotes for the folks at home. Go ahead and do the rat bit for us right now.
I don't know if I
Ladies and gentlemen, his first appearance on the Tonight Show.
don't know if I
Joe
want-
Dorato, you know him from film.
Magic
you know
Joe.
Him you know him as Magic Joe. You know him from the Lucy and Desi Comedy Hour. He's making his Tonight Show first
I don't
appearance
know.
today.
I don't know if I want to do
Here he
this.
is.
I feel like I'm getting bullied.
Yep, and I'm sorry for that.
No, well, can I just tell the rat? Can I tell the rat story?
No,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
we'll tell
great.
the rap bit.
I'll just
The
tell
rat bit, yeah.
So, I'll tell the rat story, and then I'll say it how I would say it if I was
Okay.
on stage.
Okay. Interesting. This is gonna be fun.
Well, can
Let's
we?
see this.
I have an idea. Let's just condense that all into one and just tell it like you were on stage.
No, this could be interesting though.
Okay,
Let's
to
give
see
it a
the
shot.
discrepancies in how he
Joe,
tells the story.
you have the floor for the next, as long as it takes you to tell both of these things. Go ahead.
But
What?
yeah, go on.
Don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him.
Turn
Here
my
we go.
mic off,
Mute this. Okay, let me just.
Yeah.
I'm parched.
and that's how you start. Yep.
Don't worry. Okay, curtains open. Johnny's sitting on the couch. Ed McMahon's already completely.
Okay,
in the
so
bag.
anyway, no, so I'm just gonna tell like a story, so there's no
Okay.
pressure, and then I'll do the actual bit. So, because I'm actually trying to make it up in my head as I go. So, the story. I told you I was in New York City, and just this is the same day as the subway trip, the Twilight Zone trip. It was a wild day. I feel like karma had it out to get me that day. I really do. So we are in the subway, and me and Taylor were just talking about like, we were just talking about like the subway and how it's dirty, and that's the whole thing with we were just traveling the subway all day, so we were just saying like tropes. We were like, you know what? We haven't seen a rat all like this whole trip. We haven't seen one rat. Like it's kind of crazy. And then I shit you not, that second, we actually see a rat run by us at the subway. But it wasn't that big of a rat, and it was kind of far from us, and it wasn't running towards us or anything. It was like, kind of across. We're like, okay, like that's, I was like, wow, that's actually, you hear all these stories about these big subway rats. That wasn't even a big rat. That was like just a little rat. That was just a baby rat right there. That was a mouse, if anything. I've seen mouses that size. So anyways, hours pass at this point. We're in the middle of the street in Brooklyn. This is after the subway situation, the Twilight Zone subway situation. So we already went through that experience. We're on the phone with this one landlord guy, or this agent guy. He's like kind of talking us through how to get into this one place. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this fucking giant ass rat runs from the street at my feet and runs into a trash can, knocked over trash can. And I just hear it go like it's, I thought it was a fucking small cat. It was so fucking big, and it was so scary. It just ran right at me. I had like a scream just come out of my mouth, just not even like thinking about it. What's the word? Uncontrollable. Is that the word? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
It was fucking, and yeah, that it was, so yeah, had it out for me, and that was the New York City rat coming for me. That he heard me, and he had to get me.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. They weren't.
So,
that rat's not that impressive.
Yeah. So the bit would be, so I was, with my bits, I always talk like this.
Yeah, it's the best. It's basically Dice Clay. It's very good.
I don't know if you've ever heard one of my bits before.
We can tell one of the very famous ones after.
Oh yeah, the overpriced store.
That's basically the whole thing.
The overpriced store is a pretty good one. So anyways.
But yeah, we'll talk about that.
So anyway, no. So I would be like, I was walking around New York City. When you go in the subway car. It's dirty. You hear about these big rats in New York City. That's what you always hear about, these big rats. And you repeat things a lot. These big rats. And then we're in the subway, and the first rat I ever saw, smallest rat, baby rat, wasn't even, you couldn't even, it was, what was that, mouse? Is that a mouse? These New York City rats, these so-called rats, so small, like a mouse? Well. See?
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Oh my God, Joe.
Oh Jesus!
Go ahead, please continue.
Well,
you can't when the audience is when they go crazy at your stuff, you can't let that phase you. Oh my God!
Jesus Christ! Okay, I gotta get back on it. Get back on it.
Well.
Okay, yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! You made me lose it. Okay, well. Oh Jesus. Okay. Well, when I tell you that few hours later, I saw something come at me, at my feet, out of nowhere, ba-bam! And I thought it was a small cat. I could have swore it was a small cat. This thing was a rat. When I say it was a rat, it was a rat. The biggest rat you've ever seen at my feet. I thought I was going to die. I let out the biggest scream out of nowhere. And I was on the phone with someone at the time. So they just heard me fucking scream out of nowhere. And it was just like, and anyways, yeah, I thought I was going to die. It came right at my feet. It just fucking foam in its mouth. Just coming right at me. And yeah, that's the last time I ever diss a New York City rat, because they will find you and come after you. That would be the bit.
Crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
You get a development
That's my
deal.
closer.
You have your own
That's my
sitcom. It
closer.
runs for 9 years.
That's my closer.
Netflix special.
Netflix special. The whole 9 yards.
Oh, did I tell you? Didn't we talk about what my Netflix special would be called? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
something
We've
so
tossed
low.
around a few good names
Yeah.
before that, but another one of Joe's. When I first became familiar with Joe's unique stand-up
This
style,
was the first bit.
This was the very first
Yeah.
one. We were
Years ago.
at Fredonia, and we were walking into like where the like the school store is or whatever, and
The bookstore.
Yeah.
the bookstore. Yeah. That's what they call it.
He already knows where this is going.
And my God, Joe.
It's so funny.
And Joe was like, you ever notice how everything in that store is so overpriced? I call it the overpriced store because he said that unironically to me. And I was like, Joe, I don't need to hear your tight five. I was like, that's not even a joke. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, you're just saying what it is, and then you're calling it that.
Calling it a name.
Which is nothing.
It's funny. Yes. Also the bit. I also gotta explain really quick. The whole bit of this whole bit is also kind of meta because the whole bit of this stand-up comedy routine that I'm making is that I'm like playing a character that thinks he can.
Yeah,
you know,
like a real hacky kind of fella.
That thinks he can like actually like do stand-up comedy. So, but it's not good stand-up comedy jokes. Would that actually work? No, but it's funny to think about. So the whole bit is that I'm a terrible stand-up comedian.
You know what?
Saying these jokes and I think they're hilarious.
I think that maybe, and you'll find the neighborhood in New York where you can do this.
Okay.
It'll call you there like the bat signal.
If you build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come. I think that in certain neighborhoods, you'll be able, like, if you dressed up like Jerry Seinfeld from the 90s and then, like, put yourself in a glass box and did all that material and played it like a performance art piece, I think that would really get some people.
I bet it would.
I think you could do
I
that.
told
Puffy shirt
you-
style.
Puffy shirt style, whatever.
I told you. I think there is a comedy. There is a Netflix special in there somewhere. You know, it's just you gotta. You know, I got the bones for it. I just gotta get the.
You have like
the
3
rest.
minutes.
No, I don't. Overpriced store. Rush
minute,
Hour. Rush
2
Hour
minutes.
is my big. Rush Hour is my big closer. That's the big closer right there. That's the big closer right there. Overpriced store. Rush Hour traffic.
The rat bit.
The rap bit. That's a brand new one.
Yeah, it's still being worked. Still got to work
Yeah,
that one out in the clubs.
I mean, that's the first time I ever did it. What was the other one? There was one more. There's at least one more. I swear to God, there's one more.
So
What
you've
was
got
it?
about 4.5 minutes worth of material as of right now.
No. Did you see how long I made that rap bit go for?
It was
You
about,
fucking kidding me?
it was about 1 minute and 9 seconds.
We can really.
Well,
that's what
let
you
me
want.
say this. As we wind down, and I say this because I know that you two will sit here and talk forever. And
Yeah.
that just can't
we
happen.
had
unfortunately.
yesterday when we were recording
Okay,
Film
never mind.
Juice, the first 30 minutes was just us
therapy
talking
Yeah.
about,
So as we wind down here, because we do have to do that, you know that, right? The show does have to end.
I understand that logically, but in my heart, I don't believe it.
So, that was, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately. We're going away this weekend. So this episode, again, like we said, is being recorded on the Saturday before it comes out. So a little earlier before we normally do it. But the reason that we really had to make sure we got it in is because we wanted to have Joe on before he departs. And that's why we did it. So as we end, I think there's no more fitting of a way to end the show than to have Joe pull out a trusty deck of cards and perform us a magic trick on an audio platform that you guys will only get to see if you watch this on
This
YouTube.
will get more people to subscribe to the YouTube, though.
So
Fair
if you
enough.
want to see Joe do magic, watch the YouTube. I would like to lie to you and say that you can't watch the video unless you subscribe, even though it's not the case. But it is now, so subscribe, then you can watch it.
Ring that bell.
So Magic Joe, one last ride.
One last ride. It's not like I'm never coming back.
He's never
It's
coming
I feel like
back.
people
He's
are
He's
doesn't
gone,
matter.
baby. He's going to forget about all of us.
He's,
I'm burning this city to the ground, and I ain't looking back.
Joe, would you perform us a magic
Yes,
trick?
I would. I'll do it to you because Andrew's seen this one a million
And
times.
Andrew's a bitch.
But it is Andrew's favorite.
This is my favorite one. I know. Which
I
one it is.
also hate witches. Remember, I already said that on the show. So, Joe, you're on my list.
I have a
right.
witch tattoo.
Yep, well, they scare me.
Do you really?
Yeah, this one is a double meaning tattoo. It's a witch tattoo, but it's also for my cat, who's a black cat. So
Right.
it kind of works double.
Witches.
Yeah.
So
Did
we
you
got-
see this one yet?
I have not. Is that one new?
Yeah, this is my.
Show it
brand
to the
new
old
one.
camera.
Show it to the
there.
old camera. That
It's-
appears to be.
You can
It's
show
still,
it to.
which one? I don't
Yeah,
know.
show
one.
it to that one.
It's still healing, but it's my favorite.
can
This
see
is the
that.
last one I'm getting for a long
It's two hands
time.
coming together.
Yeah, the
Um,
devil hand and the regular hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot of tattoos recently. As
Yeah,
well.
I got the one on the back of my neck.
Yeah,
I
do you
saw
wanna
that
show
one
that to the
today.
people?
That was the
'Cause
first
I-
time I saw that one today.
Let's
the little
try and show
spider.
that camera. If you just turn, you can't see it. Let's try that one.
Up, turn a little bit more. Yep, there it is.
See that?
There
That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. It's
It
wild. It's
hurt.
cool. I bet it did.
But it was worth it. But yeah.
Magic time.
Okay. Matt's like, I want to get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
I'm like, I sat here for an hour and 15 minutes
It's
waiting for Joe.
go-kart time.
Yeah, I do have to go. I'm not doing that till later, but I just really want to see Magic. All right.
Fair
Is this what kind of deck of cards is it? Is this official, Andrew?
These are.
Yeah, these are Target Theory 11 Monarchs. These were actually the cards. You know what these cards were used in? This exact like style, this brand. It was used in the Now You See Me movies.
I was about to say that's the Now You See Me deck.
Yeah, this is literally the Now
I
You
would have
See
been
Me
more
deck.
impressed by Now You See It, the Disney Channel original starring
God.
Ali
That movie's
Mashaka.
also great because he's a real life wizard and he doesn't know it, and that's why
No,
he's so
he
good
does
at it.
know it.
Well,
He does
he
know it.
learns it. He tries to deny
That's a
it for a
great
while.
Disney-
It's fucking.
That's a
It's on
great-
Disney Plus. Everybody go
That's
watch
a
it
great
right now.
Disney
Yeah,
yeah, it's
original.
awesome.
Disney. That's a cool Magic movie for sure. He's so emo in that movie too.
Yeah, he's very
That's
dark.
part
He's,
of it.
he's a
That's part
lost
of it.
soul. He's a
Emo.
lost soul.
It's just great.
All right, here we go.
Honestly, I'm channeling that energy this year.
Here we go.
Okay. Oh God. What's the best for the camera here?
Well,
That's
if
what
you
we
can
should
both
figure
kind
out.
of angle.
Well, let's do it on that one.
yeah, we'll do it to the one that's
So as
that's
long as
live
just
right
yeah,
now.
let's keep the deck above the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no sus shit going
No,
on.
I know. Can I stand? Oh, I cannot stand. Nope. Okay, this is gonna be tough.
I'll
I
pull them.
perform it down here. That's the tough part.
You
I
can't
did
do it.
not think about the. I didn't think
here,
about the logistics.
you can
If I
stand.
stand, but
Here, I'll
it's
just
not
adjust.
gonna.
I'll
Okay, great.
Oh well, I guess we won't be able to see your face.
Yeah,
but
it's fine. It's fine. You don't
Oh,
even
you
have
don't
to see
wanna-
the
you
face.
just
Yeah,
want the mid-button.
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is just way
Just
easier
a
for me to
faceless
do.
Okay,
man
here we
doing
go.
magic.
Okay. So,
Magic.
Have you
Magic.
Ever, oh, I got to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever? I don't know. I've probably done this one. For you before, but have you ever heard of the what's it called? The game 3-card Monty?
Yes.
Okay, you have. So
I have a great 3-card Monty story.
Oh,
I don't need to
really?
tell it though. Yeah. I almost
Okay.
got stabbed.
oh, jeez.
You ever heard that story?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy though. Well, you know what? That actually saves us a lot of time. Usually I have to explain how the game 3-card Monty works. I will still explain it for the people who, don't really know what's going on. But basically how this game works, there are 3 cards, two black cards, 1 red card. You just gotta follow the red card, and they mix it all up. And yeah, it's like for people who are unaware, it's kind of like the 3 cups 1 ball game, just with cards. It's the
Yes.
same thing. So they do that with
3
cards.
cups, 1
And-
ball.
Yeah. Oh my
Don't
god.
look that up.
never-
on
Don't
YouTube.
look that up.
Yeah.
No. They played on the streets of Vegas all the time. Where'd you play it by chance? I'm just curious.
It was downtown Boston.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh, I do remember that
Yeah.
story.
Also, for those people who still don't know, at the Sabres games, they play it with 3 recycling bins and 1 puck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, great. So, you've already played it before. Did you win?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. What they usually do is they have you win a couple times, and then they do double or nothing, and then they make you lose because they are always they're always one step ahead. They cheat.
He thought.
So I like to do a game back to them called 2-card Monty. It's a little better because it only involves 2 cards. It's a little trickier. I put the aces to the top. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Here's the ace of hearts right here.
Show it down.
Yep. Ace
Yeah.
of hearts. Ace of hearts. I'm going to have you hold the ace of hearts just like that. Make sure that card doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
I'm going to let you look at it. I'm going to let you look at it one time, and then you can't look at it anymore. The game starts, okay?
This
So
motherfucker.
there's the ace of hearts, right? You can't look at it anymore. The game
I
just
looked at it.
started. Here's
You know
the
what?
ace of
Do you mind
diamonds.
just like taking your headphones off?
Oh,
Joe?
sure.
If you don't need them.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Can I look at it again?
No. Oh, right now, yeah.
I'm just making sure he's not pulling
Okay.
a fast
Can I
one
see
on
it?
me.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the ace of diamonds,
Ace
right?
of diamonds.
Okay. I'm going to take the cards and switch them so fast that you don't even see it, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to show you in slow motion first, though.
Okay.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna go-
Matthew, push your hand a little. Yeah, right there. Okay.
I'm gonna
The
go
sweet
like
spot
this.
that People see.
Okay.
And like that. See, there's the ace of hearts, there's the ace of diamonds. Here's
Yeah.
the real switch, though. 3, loosen up just a little. 3, 2, 1, bam! Did you see that switch? Did you feel how fast that was?
Yeah, that was very
If you had to
fast.
bet $1 million, would you say those 2 cards just switched?
I don't know. This is a tough question. I would say that no, they didn't switch.
You don't
$1 million.
think they
I don't
switched?
think they switched.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna have you flip them over. 3, 2, 1. Flip them over.
Jesus Christmas.
Show the camera.
So to the camera, I now have 2 queens, spades and clubs. I have no aces, and I hate witchcraft. And I was almost positive that they didn't switch. I almost wanted to say that they switched because I thought I was ruining the game. But if it was for $1 million, I was going to say they didn't switch.
It feels like they don't switch when he does that trick. That is my favorite trick. I'll never forget the first time he did that.
It is.
I was so angry that it worked.
Andrew, I want you to be involved in one, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
Here, pick any card.
Okay. Oh, wait. I don't want that
Doesn't
one.
matter.
I'm going to switch it up. It does matter, actually, Joe. So.
Yeah, show me.
What do we got? Should we show the camera?
Yeah, I'll show
Joe,
the
close
camera.
your
I
eyes.
will show the
Okay.
camera.
Yep.
But I'm showing Matthew. Show the folks at home. There it is. Okay.
Oh. I didn't see it. Well, I did. It's okay. Can I see it? It's okay that I saw it. I was going to say, I do this whole bit where I'm like, oh, is this your card? And then I'm like, that's not the trick. That's
Right.
not really the trick, though. Here, can you open your hand for me?
Okay.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the card. Here, does everyone see it?
Yeah, we can see the
Show
card.
it, flash it a little to.
Ah.
Yeah, there we
There it
go.
is. 3 of clubs. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take the card, put it right there. Can I see your other hand?
Okay. I have to switch to the show.
Put it right
Well, we'll
over.
probably be fine.
Put it right over. Can I see your hands? One under, one over. One over.
Oh, wait, I got to move around the mic.
There we go.
This is
Okay.
nice.
That's what we call it.
exactly where I want to be right
That's what that's what we call a hand sandwich on Two in the Cooler. Here's the Joker. We got the Joker here. Now let's take the Joker and just watch.
He's moving the cards around our hands very sensually.
Did you feel that card move at all?
No.
Now I know you've seen this before, but still.
Okay, so now Joe has the 3 of clubs in his hand, which is impossible because it's smushed between Matthew's
sealed in our
hands.
little love triangle.
Oh my
The hand
God.
sandwich.
Our little love taco.
Now, can we stop touching?
Yeah,
please?
you can look at it.
And it's a Joker.
the Joker.
And it's the Joker inside. Now, how did you do that? And
It's
what now?
Andrew.
Now,
it's
what's
the
your
magician's code.
problem?
I'm a witch.
Yeah, he does some weird shit. I have so many theories about how card tricks take place,
Okay.
and none of them make sense to me.
Nanobots.
Like, Joe, this is an off-camera question.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't want to give away
No,
any secrets.
magician's code. But
Do you think you could fool Penn and Teller with something?
No, they're really good.
They all. I guess they do a lot of like
even
real crazy stuff.
I do have one original, like just purely
Really?
original trick that I made myself, and it's this one.
Right.
Which I'm really proud of because it's literally like no one else that I've ever seen.
Is
like,
that the one?
has.
I'll ask you because I think I know which one it is.
Can
I've
we-
seen it before. It's
I don't
really
have
cool.
it.
It's really
Okay.
cool.
I wish I had it.
I didn't
It
know you
also
made
only-
that one up.
It also only works if you don't know I have this.
Yeah.
So I have to have sleeves on.
yeah,
But like usually when I'm doing a gig, which I haven't been able to do for a year because of COVID. But usually when I'm doing a gig, I'll be wearing sleeves, so it works completely. It works completely well for that. But yeah.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for doing magic for us again. I
Yeah,
know
thanks,
that
Boris.
every time I see you, you end up having to do a magic trick. I think it just comes with the territory. I hope that you don't get annoyed with it.
No, it's fun.
But another great episode. Thank you for coming on. And from me,
Great.
best of luck when you get to the city. You're gonna do great.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
You'll be fine, Joe.
Vote.
It's where you're meant
I
to
just
be.
gotta get there. I just gotta get
You
there.
just
That's what
gotta
I
get there.
Yeah,
You just gotta get.
You just gotta get there.
that's the problem at the moment.
So go vote on the Who Would Win of the Week. It will be up on Friday. Vote on that on Instagram. Check it out. No Clubhouse this week
Yeah, we can't do it
because
we're
we will
Disney.
be on vacation. But that's okay. Debate it amongst yourselves. We'll see you guys next week. Joe, thank you again for coming on.
Thanks,
T3.com. Andrew, I love you.
I love you too, and I love you too, Joe.
I love you.
Let's get out of here.